It is a continuation of the story. If you hadn't watched the previous chapter, go and watch the first to understand the story, link in the description. The screen shifted, displaying the familiar scene of the dormitory. Wen Tao walked up to Su Jingming and said, "Brother Jingming, Eva just came and notified us that the freshman assembly is tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Training Ground 1. They've also created a large freshman group chat. You should join." Su Jingming nodded casually and replied, "Okay." Wen Tao's eyes widened in surprise as he asked, "By the way, Brother Jingming, what level of combat techniques did you choose?" Su Jingming replied nonchalantly, "Just 4 A-rank combat techniques." Wen Tao's mind reeled in shock as he thought, A-rank combat techniques, and 4 of them? It would take until sophomore or junior year to learn them all. He couldn't help but feel a sense of admiration for Su Jingming's bold choice. As expected of Brother Jingming, he thought, he doesn't take the usual route. Wen Tao's curiosity got the better of him, and he asked, "To be able to browse A-rank combat techniques, does that mean you have A-rank permission, Brother Jingming?" Su Jingming replied with a hint of casual confidence, "Not A-rank, S-rank." Wen Tao's eyes bulged in shock as he stood up, his voice trembling slightly as he exclaimed, "S-rank? Our school actually has higher permissions than A-rank? And why do you have S-rank permission? Could it be that you're not the E-rank rumored online, but an S-rank superpower?" Su Jingming gazed at Wen Tao with a calm, knowing smile, saying, "I guess you've just learned one more thing." Wen Tao thought to himself, although I could guess that whatever your rating is, that's your permission level, I didn't expect there to really be an S-rank. The other provincial top scorers are only A-rank. It was definitely the right decision to invest in becoming a fan now. I'll be an old fan later. The scene shifted to the second-floor training room, where Su Jingming stood, gazing at his spear. He thought to himself, I have the combat techniques now, but I need to get the equipment up to speed too. My original F-rank obsidian spear is already scrapped. I didn't even bring it. But even if it wasn't scrapped, it wouldn't be able to keep up with the current intensity. Su Jingming's eyes focused on the interface as he instructed Eva, "Open a school mall and search for spear-type weapons." Eva's digital voice responded promptly, "All right." As Eva displayed the vast array of spears, Su Jingming's eyes scanned the options, and he thought to himself, F-rank, E-rank, D-rank. So many spears. I could even customize the length and weight. However, the higher the rank, the heavier and more expensive it is. After a moment of consideration, he made his decision. "I'll choose the E-rank 210 kilograms one," he said, referring to the spear's weight, "and also an E-rank combat suit and combat boots." Eva's digital voice announced, purchasing E-rank long spear, combat suit, and combat boots for a total cost of 237 credits. Remaining credits, 382 points. Purchase successful. The weapon and combat suit will be delivered tomorrow. Please check for the delivery. Su Jingming thought to himself, credits really don't last. They shrunk by nearly half in an instant. Su Jingming gazed at the spear in his hand, a hint of fondness in his voice as he said, "Until I get my new spear, I'll have to rely on you to hold up." His thoughts, however, were already focused on his upcoming training session. A subtle smile played on his lips as he thought, "Tonight, come, let's practice the 4 new A-rank combat techniques with me." As the screen shifted to the next day's freshman assembly, Su Jingming entered the assembly hall, drawing the attention of countless students. Whispers and murmurs erupted as students caught sight of him. "Look, that's Su Jingming. He's the one who broke the school record yesterday. The Jiangnan top scorer, and his strength is really high," someone exclaimed. "I thought he'd be a muscular brute, but he's unexpectedly handsome." The sudden shout pierced the air. "Su Jingming, I, Zhou, challenge you." The other students erupted into a flurry of whispers and speculations. "Look, it's Lei Zhou, the second-place martial arts exam scorer from Jiangnan province, with a high score of over 9,300. Another student chimed in, "I heard he was born with a silver spoon. Both his parents are Tier 4 superpowered beings." A tinge of envy and admiration laced their voices as they continued. "It's a shame nobody remembers the second place. No wonder he's unwilling to accept it." Su Jingming looked at Lei Zhou, his expression calm and composed as he replied, "I'm sorry, I'm not really interested. Lei Zhou came close to Su Jingming and said, "Don't be in a hurry to refuse. I remember your aunt's family business selling rare flowers and exotic plants, right?" He comes close to Su Jingming here and said, "Coincidentally, my family is your aunt's biggest purchaser, and she also owns a large loan to us. If the payment isn't made on time, your aunt's family might be in trouble, you know." Su Jingming's eyes locked onto Lei Zhou, his aura suddenly intensifying as he said, "Are you threatening me?" Lei Zhou took a step back, his eyes widening slightly as he felt the weight of Su Jingming's aura. He thought to himself, why is such a fierce, beast-like aura erupting from him? As he regained his composure, he forced a smile and said, "It's not a threat, just a gentle reminder. Let's call it a hands-up approach." Su Jingming's gaze lingered on Lei Zhou for a moment before he asked, "Time and place?" Lei Zhou's smile returned, and he replied, 7 days from now at noon on Broadcast Platform 3. Su Jingming nodded slightly, his expression unreadable, and said, "Fine, I'll go." "I hope you don't regret it then." The watching students erupted into excited chatter. The first place versus the second place. There will be excitement in 7 days. Another student chimed in, "We need to get there early to grab a spot." The director stepped onto the stage, a warm smile on his face, and began, "Fellow students, welcome to Modu Superpower University. This freshman assembly, not the official opening ceremony, is where we'll be answering some questions regarding the credit system and exclusive mentors. However, the first thing I want to focus on introducing is the school combat power ranking." The students leaned in, their interest piqued as the director continued. The school combat power ranking is a system that evaluates students' combat prowess, determining their standing within the university. As the announcement came to a close, Su Jingming let out a mental sigh, thinking to himself, it's finally over. The only interesting thing about this long meeting was the mention of the virtual dive pod. I should try it sometime. He began to mentally plan his next steps, deciding, but for the next few days, I should still go find senior brother Lu Ming and my mentor to accept my daily training. Su Jingming immersed himself in intense training with his senior brother, Lu Ming, and his master, pushing his limits and honing his skills. Sweat dripped from his brow as they drilled through intricate techniques and formations, the air thick with the sound of clashing energy and focused determination. Under the guidance of his mentors, Su Jingming's prowess grew with each passing day, his potential unfolding like a sharpened blade ready to cut through challenges. Lu Ming's eyes widened in surprise as he looked at Su Jingming. "Junior brother, you advanced to Tier 1 mid-level? How long has it been?" Su Jingming shrugged nonchalantly, his expression humble. "Just luck, senior brother." Su Jingming closed his eyes, a hint of a smile on his lips as he thought to himself, "I deliberately waited a few days. That's why it only cost 386 superpower points to advance from Tier 1 low level to mid-level. If I hadn't waited, I probably would have scared senior brother Lu silly." Lu Ming said, "By the way, I remember you have a challenge match with another freshman this noon, right?" Su Jingming nodded, his expression neutral. "That's right." Lu Ming said with a grin, "All right, I'll observe 3 minutes of silence for your opponent." He chuckled. "I will go with you in a moment, junior brother. I also want to see exactly what the strength of you, my junior brother, is like at your peak condition." The massive screen in the central square flickered to life, displaying the fighting arena's imposing structure. The crowd's chatter and cheers erupted, echoing through the air as the camera panned across the arena's seating areas, finally focusing on the central stage. The students watching the match erupted into lively discussions. The freshman tournament is in just over a month. This is a good opportunity to see the strength of provincial top scorer. One student snorted. "I checked the data. Su Jingming's top scorer title benefited from a remote exam location. I bet Lei Zhou will win." Another student countered. "Not necessary. After all, Su Jingming recently broke our school's punch power record." A third student chimed in. "Yeah, punch power record? When we're superpower beings fighting, don't we ultimately rely on our strength?" Su Jingming stepped into the arena, his presence drawing a mixture of cheers and murmurs from the crowd. Students pointed and whispered each other, "Wow, Su Jingming is here." Lu Ming couldn't help but think with a hint of amusement and exasperation. Tisk, with my junior brother's appearance, once he achieves some success, who knows how many senior sisters and junior sisters he'll charm. Lei Zhou's gaze locked onto Su Jingming, a hint of curiosity flashing his eyes. He thought to himself, Su Jingming's rank has increased, but it's fine. I also have other preparations. Lei Zhou stepped closer to Su Jingming, a mischievous glint in his eye, and said, Su Jingming, just deciding the winner is too boring. How about adding a stake? All your credits, do you dare? Su Jingming's expression remained calm, and he replied, Sure, I have 370. Lei Zhou's smile grew wider as he said, You really have quite a lot of credits. I'll pay for the insufficient amount of my credit with Daxia currency to prevent any backpedaling. We'll both transfer our credits to old Master Zhou's account. Teacher Zhou Yun, a wise and experienced figure, presided over the arena, his eyes scanning the scene before him. As a Tier 6 mid-level healing-type superpower user, Su Jingming thought to himself, the battles between superpower users are extremely dangerous. It seems the school doesn't want students to lose their lives on the spot. No problem. The students watching the match gasped in shock. TSK, a gambling fight worth 3.7 million? What a generous spending. Zhou Yun's voice rang out, clear and authoritative. I have received the credits and the transfer. Both sides, prepare to begin. If one party admits defeat or loses consciousness, the other must not continue to attack, or there will be severe punishment. Understand? Su Jingming nodded. Understand. And with a swift movement, he jumped into the arena. Meanwhile, Lei Zhou drew his sword, its blade glinting in the light, and declared, Understood. Lei Zhou's voice rang out. Su Jingming, I will take back all the honor you made me lose today. As he spoke, he unleashed his powerful attack, and dense pine mist infused with fire erupted from him. The flames danced across the arena, casting a fiery glow over the surroundings. The students watching the battle gasped in awe, as expected of an element-type fire A-rank superpower, so terrifying. One of them shielded their eyes from the intense light. Even from this far away, I feel like I'm being scorched. With a fierce battle cry, Lei Zhou charged forward, jumping high into the air as he unleashed a powerful slash at Su Jingming. The flames on his sword seemed to intensify, burning with an intense ferocity. Su Jingming stood firm, his spear flashing the light of the flames as he raised it to block the attack. The students watching were in complete disbelief. What? He didn't use a combat technique, but still blocked the attack. One of them exclaimed, Holy cow, a normal attack blocking a big move? Lei Zhou's face twisted in a snarl as he ground his teeth, his eyes blazing with fury and shock. How is this possible? Su Jingming's eyes locked onto Lei Zhou, his gaze cold and piercing, like a deathly glance that could freeze blood in one's veins. His voice was low and even, Nothing is impossible because you are too weak. With a swift and deadly motion, Su Jingming struck Lei Zhou with a spear. The moment the spear made contact, a burst of purple lightning erupted, enveloping Lei Zhou in an electric glow. The sound of crackling energy filled the air as the lightning danced across his body, rendering him helpless. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next chapter.